So it's Kane Scott battling here with Troy Wheeler. And Carl, before the break, you alluded that you thought Kane might have been having a problem out there because he certainly hasn't got the pace at the moment we've expected from the former New Zealand touring car champ.
No, did hear a little whisper there could be something wrong with his tranny there, not banging through the gears quick enough.
On board with Troy Wheeler, he's trying to tie up the Class 2 championship. A good result for him in race number 1, certainly going towards helping him in that as Scott runs wide again. Not for the first time this weekend at turn number 1. So Kane Scott having some dramas. Shane Gray having his dramas, and that started a long way back as he pirouettes the quality demolition Kenny.
Well, a bit of lack of concentration there from Shane. Bit of a shame. Yeah, he certainly might have something under his hat there, eh?
So there's the replay on board with Gray. Spinning 5.5 tonne of Kenworth. Colin Hooper, good to see him back in the championship.
Yeah, looking there, looks like Colin's running second. Malcolm coming up the inside there. And, ooh,
that's pretty close. Side by side through into the carousel. So Ken Rowe is your race leader in the Eagle Equipment Kenworth. Malcolm Little now works his way up into the second position. You just caught sight. There he is, Kenny Rowe, down into turn 1, leading this race with just a couple to go. Can Malcolm Little chase him down?
Well, Malcolm Little's probably been doing 3 seconds a lap quicker in the dry. With it being a bit wet there, we'll see how much he can close up on Ken.
Kenny Rowe's fastest lap, a 1:37.9. Malcolm Little's just set his fastest lap at a 1:35.2 on board with the race leader. So this will be a good comeback after your team's dramas at Ruapuna at the second round of the championship, Carl.
Yeah, dead right. The back of our truck doing a couple of right angles just behind the fuel tanks there. Peter Tangy. Peter Tangy's throttle jamming open, but hey, we probably saved him from a lot of damage himself.
So Kenny Rowe looking for the race victory. We saw Malcolm Little at the first round of the championship with the clean sweep. Can Ken Rowe deny Malcolm Little the clean sweep here at Taupo? So there's that transition with the shortened race circuit here at Taupo. They totally bypass the old motor racing circuit past the old club rooms up to the sweeper and the majority of the back straight. So it's probably a little bit like flying an F-16 in a gymnasium on this tighter Taupo configuration and these big behemoths.
Yeah, a little bit there, and I went for a ride with Kenny actually in the rain, and yeah, I kept tightening the belts actually, to be fair, but yeah, those Continental tyres, they certainly don't like the rain at all.
So just 2 laps left to go here. 8 laps complete of 9 for race 2 of the weekend from Taupo for the final round of the New Zealand Super Truck Racing Championship. Malcolm Little there in second. Colin Hooper in third.
Got to say there, Mr. Hooper, man, from Taupo there, crikey, he's doing well, punching above his weight. He should have bought the thing out about 2 months ago. He probably would have got close to the championship himself.
Blowing out the smoke ahead of McGee in that beautiful, absolutely stunning Mac Vision.
And Mr. Hooper there, if you ever look under the bonnet of that, a 500 horse V8 Mac, and on top of it is it's an old gearbox out of a helicopter that he's turned into a blower. It's pretty awesome to have a look at.
Typical Kiwi ingenuity, and it continues on here in the New Zealand Super Truck Racing Championship. Can McGee get around Hooper? Old school Mac up against the later model example. 2 very, very different race trucks.
Yes, also Colin there. He's running a 15-speed Range Ranger, so he's clutching and banging it through. A very busy boy.
Well, McGee chasing him down. He's not having to change as many gears with the auto.
No, just looking at the big fella there. He's steering it with one hand like it's a little bit of a merry-go-round, to be fair.
Well, it is a Sunday driving in a, 1,200 plus horsepower super truck. What else is better?
He must have had good feed last night, eh? He's just relaxed out there.
So Hooper, can he hold on to the third position? The last lap board is now out. Kenny Rowe coming under the attentions of Malcolm Little. Hooper trying to hold off McGee for that third and final podium for the second race of the weekend. Troy Wheeler back there in the 5th position.
Yeah, it looks like Malcolm Little there, he's done a 1:35, so he's 2-3 seconds coming back at Kenny, so I bet old Kenny's getting a bit nervous now.
He took about one hand on the wheel watching that replay of McGee. He was completely sideways yet again, so Kenny Rowe.
Look at the concentration of that old fella, eh? He'd be absolutely excited if he can keep this together and come in at first place.
Well, he's only got a few more corners to go. They come back across the circuit down to the carousel. Unless Malcolm Little can make a run through here, I think Kenny Rowe might hold on to it, but will Malcolm Little get the acceleration down out of the final corner? I don't think he's close enough.
I'll tell you what, there'll be a couple of years since this truck's won a race, and this old fella be pretty keen to come across first, and look at that.
So Ken Rowe takes his first win for the season with Malcolm Little in second. Much needed championship points to retain his 1NZ. Notable result for Troy Wheeler and Ash Hay. They are close together in the Class 2 battle.
Oh, we're ecstatic with the win, especially after a major rebuild after the last meeting. And yeah, win for the boys was just awesome.
Super Trucks have had another win this weekend with Jackson Enterprises coming to the party as a new sponsor this season. And not only that, they are looking forward to a Trans-Tasman Championship next season.
Some commitment from at least 3 Aussie teams to come over the ditch, yep. So that looks like we're going to be, all we have to do is wait for the rounds to lock in for next year, and we're going to be on our way.
Race 3 is another handicap 9-lapper and the same grid format as race 2 with Brent Jones leading them out. Seems that Peter Tangi, Darren Thompson and Malcolm Little have not made the grid in time, so they'll have to start out of pit lane at the back of the field. So Brent Jones, the first truck away again in wet conditions here. So some work to do for the likes of Little & Co if they've had to start out of pit lane in this one, Carl.
Yeah, dead right. I don't know how much they mucked around, though, because if they come out of pit lane, they
as Kane Scott goes around! The bonnet was up as well, and I think he might have just clipped McGee on the way past. What happened there to Kane Scott?
Great save there. Looks like something's locked up there, and he's just spun around on the wet.
So Kane Scott's dramas continue. On board with Troy Wheeler. Here's his view at it. Troy's going, which way do I go? Left, right, left, right. He goes left.
Good save there. Good save, and no damage for anyone, so away we go again.
This is on board with Shane Gray. There was his look at it as Ash Hay and Troy Wheeler dispute territory out of turn number 1, and those two are in that Class 2 championship battle. Final race of the championship as McGee in the background runs wide. Here's the replay. Just drop that right rear over the edge of the curb, and there's a fairly significant wall just up ahead of that exit corner out onto the front straight here at Taupo. I don't think you'd want to meet that with 5.5 tonne of truck.
No, it wouldn't be a good look, and this race here, bit of a special thing going on here for this race. Truck Smash Repairs in Auckland sponsored $1,000 cash for the race winner. So keep an eye on Colin Hooper in front, because I think he can sniff the money.
Well, Malcolm Little has got some work to do. There's our front runners in the second race. The action continues from Taupo Motorsport Park as Kane Scott comes back out of the pits for the third and final race of the championship.